I promised I would get to them. Let's do one. Tales from the Crypt Keeper, animated cartoon. I want to give credit to a comment idiot. Matt is the one, I believe, who referenced this for me. I found it free over on Tubi. There's plenty of free episodes. This falls into that great category of cartoons and content that sets up kids to enjoy horror and scary movies. I've defended Poltergeist for this reason. People don't like Poltergeist. It doesn't age very well. It's a 1980s film, but it was a gateway for people to take their kids, give them a little bit of a scare without, like, traumatizing them. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. This show for little kids is kind of spooky and yet funny. It's sort of like a leveled up version of like the Scooby-Doo antics and those kinds of things. I think that it would give folks a reason to seek out Tales of the Crypt or even spookier, scarier horror comics that this was based on from the get-go. This was called While the Cat's Away. It's actually based on a famous Vault of Horror comic book from the 1950s. So super cool. Lots of cool voices and things like that. John Kassir does the voice. Funny little gags and things like that that kind of play out over the course of this episode. Two brothers. One's got some schemes. The older brother's got some schemes. The little brother's trying to do all right, and it's like, we're going to break into the scary old house. There's got to be a treasure in here somewhere, right? And instead, there just tends to be a lot of little crazy things that happen. And then ultimately, they start to find, oh, well, crap, there really are some crazy, scary things. We got a werewolf. Basically, you get the whole menagerie of all of the different creatures over the course of this episode, which again, I think lends itself to wanting you to get with your kids. Oh, you like that character? You thought this was interesting? Well, let's watch this episode. Watch that. Did you know there's a movie? Whatever. So here's the Frankenstein sequence. And Frankenstein, of course, he kind of rises. Then you have chemicals. It bursts out. The crazy lab type stuff happens. So you have Frankie coming after them. The mummy's coming out. Here's Dracula coming out. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. They're short. They're like, 15, 20 minutes. Oh, it's closer to 20 minutes, I guess. And they kind of like get themselves separated and kind of that kind of thing. I like the fact that there was like a sea creature thing that grabs the brother. It kind of made me laugh.
You ready to have some fun?
But yeah, there's really coffins and spider webs and pits and scary elements to it. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Then, of course, there's like the cliche, the bone, the X actually marked the spot. And the creatures are kind of closing in, so to speak. It's like, what are they going to find? What are they going to find? And then they find the treasure box.
You mean shenanigans? Oh. You're talking about shenanigans, right?
And I just had a laugh. I was just having a ball with this show, a ball with the antics and that kind of thing. I don't remember seeing this like at all. And in doing so, as they open it up, it's a comic book. And I'm like, oh, wow, it's really a treasure. Cool. It's Tales from the Crypt While the Cat's Away. So it's the comic book of them with the zombies surrounding them. So it's actually very, very meta before things were meta. I thought this was great. I was laughing my butt off. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Of course, it scares them out of the house. They race past the Crypt Keeper, who was part of the shtick for this episode was he was going away on vacation from his creepy house. He's like got the Florida, the lei is on, the flowered shirt is on, that kind of thing. So they kind of trailblaze past him right out that door and right off as the Crypt Keeper, he laughs and has their photo, that kind of thing. So lots of fun stuff. So you see their photos. You want to see my photos from my vacation is how it ends. So here's the thing, cartoons have lost this sort of edge because they're just sort of around all the time, right? We've lost the Saturday morning cartoon experience. It doesn't exist anymore. There's no sort of like event TV anyway. So that doesn't really exist. So it would be important to take it amongst ourselves to find ways to expose kids to classic entertainment, give people a little dose of the evolution of animation and storytelling, these kinds of things. And this was a fun little show that kind of set kids up for like, who like scarier movies or scarier shows and that kind of thing too. So I liked it a lot. I love monsters and creatures. I'm definitely, I'm definitely a wuss for that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff, man. It just brings me happiness and joy. My love of creature feature type stuff. So yeah, good stuff. So this is over on YouTube. So kudos to Retro Rerun. They have it actually over on YouTube. So you do not need to even go over to Tubi. You can go right over to their playlist and watch full episodes. So tons of great stuff's out there, folks. Really at your fingertips. You just got to be able to search for it and make it a priority. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you hanging out with me on your Saturday talking cartoons. Batman will be later. Make sure you don't miss that. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.